where was he coach? He was getting paid by Oregon and the Philadelphia Eagles, and then he became the head coach of UCLA, and he was getting paid by all three schools at once.
Well, we got.
That's the lot.
Sorry, we have a situation in Boca Raton where Willie Taggart signed with the Florida Atlantic, and Florida State's paying most of his money. How do you think that why FAU would snap up $3.85 million and get a bargain basement when the Seminoles are paying them the other money? If that isn't a bargain, then you tell me what a bargain is outside of the dollar store.
That's called capitalism, and it also proves that you and I are in the wrong business.
I could have told you that a long time ago, but it's a labor of media love, and that's what we have. So I don't know what it's called, but that's the first thing that comes to my mind here.
All right, so look, I want to wish you guys before we get off, I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
I know that you're going to be in Atlanta. I'm not going to be there this weekend. I celebrate 48 tomorrow. I'm regretting every minute of it already. I know your birthday's coming up, so we're celebrating when you're here, right?
Absolutely. Well, I don't know. I'm really torn between the possibility of going to the Red Wings and the Tampa Bay Lightning game that day.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Red Wings are my longtime love.
Well, okay. If you feel that you need to go do that, that's okay.
Well, we'll see how it works out. I might actually be contacting Tad Dickman, who's been great all year. If I have a change of heart, but I doubt it. I'll probably be in Tampa that day. So.
All right, well, then I wish you a happy birthday, and we will talk more next week. How about that?
Well, you'll be on next a week from Thursday here on the network. So we'll keep you used plenty. Don't worry, Mr. Levin. You've earned the microphone, buddy. What's tomorrow? The 20th or the 19th?
No, 19th, yeah.
Oh, yeah, so both of our birthdays end with a 9. Good stuff. Okay, 19th and 29. Not quite that old, though.
Thanks for having me tonight. I appreciate it.
Oh, David, it's been a pleasure. We'll bring it back on plan on next Thursday, okay, the 26th of December. All righty?
Talk to you guys then.
All right, you take care, and we'll be in touch. Thank you, Dave, for being on the program.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. All right, here on the Sports Exchange, our next guest of the evening is Tom Shanahan. And Tom, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, Tom, as always. So we're going to talk a little bit about Army-Navy tonight, aren't we?
Yeah. Kind of a one-sided game as it turned out. It was close through the first half. But what I wrote about, it's on my website today, ShanahanReport.com, is the dynamic game that Navy quarterback Malcolm Perry had. 304 yards rushing, 55-yard touchdown run to tie the game at 7-7. And then it was still close until the end of the second quarter. And then Navy scored and got to make it 14-7, got the kickoff in the third quarter, made it 21-7. And it was pretty much Navy dominating the rest of the way. But what I wrote about was how the quarterbacks have been so dynamic in this game in recent years. You had Keenan Reynolds, who finished up his career in 2015, and he beat Army 4 straight years. And Keenan was a third-team All-American pick. That's how many yards and rushing and passing that he got, and touchdowns, enough national attention that he was a third-team All-American pick. It was also fifth in the Heisman Trophy voting, which was the highest by any Navy athlete and probably any service academy athlete. I'm not sure that, but I'll bet it is true since Roger Staubach won the Heisman in 1963. And I started thinking, Malcolm Perry put up numbers that are even better. He set a Navy rushing record, and in some respects better than Keenan Reynolds. And I was wondering, why didn't Malcolm Perry get the Heisman attention that Keenan Reynolds got? Well, I guess the reason is that Navy was a winning program all 4 years that Keenan Reynolds was there. And this past year, Navy was coming off a 3-10 season, and Navy coach Ken Niumatalolo decided what he had to do was stick with Malcolm Perry at quarterback. He had been switching him between slot back and quarterback to get a stronger arm in there at times. But Perry's just such a dynamic player that he decided this year to leave him at quarterback. He had 2,831 total yards. That's a Navy record. And he set a Navy season rushing record of 1,804 yards. And Navy is 10-2, ranked number 23. And they finished the season in the Liberty Bowl against Kansas State, which is a bit of a homecoming for Malcolm Perry because he's from Clarksville, Tennessee.
So do you think that with Navy not being a major conference, that works against any type of Heisman Trophy candidates? I mean, let's face it, Navy does continuously have a lot of solid players, and that goes over the years when you have Roger Staubach, and I believe Napoleon McCallum came out of there.
Right. Napoleon McCallum finished in the top 10 twice, actually. He finished sixth in 19... Let's see, I put this in my story. He was sixth in 1983, and then he got hurt in the 84 season, and then he was seventh in 1985. But certainly, not being in one of the Power 5 conferences hurts any player, not just a Navy player. But my point in that story was that Navy had enough success, and Keenan Reynolds had enough spectacular games, and he caught enough attention to get his team ranked and finish third in the All-American team and fifth in the Heisman Trophy. And then I followed, and this is 4 years ago, I wrote at the time that Keenan Reynolds should have been invited to the Heisman Trophy TV show ceremony with the other finalists. They should have had 5 finalists that year so that they could have included Reynolds. And one problem was that the Army-Navy game was played the same afternoon as the Heisman Trophy presentation at night in New York. But Navy was willing to do whatever it could to get Reynolds there. As soon as the game was over, they were going to have a helicopter fly in from Philadelphia to a helicopter port in Manhattan. It was only 1 mile from the downtown athletic club. And so they would have been able to make it. But the Heisman trustees didn't invite 5. I don't know if it was 3 or 4 that year, but they didn't invite 5. And I wrote that the Heisman Trophy missed a great opportunity to show that this award isn't just for the Power 5 schools, the Alabama guy on the number 1 ranked team, the Oklahoma quarterback throwing for 1 million yards. The Power 5 teams that are always on TV. This award is for all of college football, and a guy lightly recruited like Keenan Reynolds made a spectacular showing just to finish 5th. And they could have shown the country that with TV, because you know how our society is now. If it didn't happen, if it isn't on TV, it didn't happen.
Well, to be honest with you, Tommy, I don't watch a Heisman Trophy presentation. I think it's generally a very limited award, and to keep me interested in the Heisman Trophy, a lot of these Heisman Trophy winners would have to go on and be stellar NFL players, which many of them are not. I have no respect. I have no respect for this award. I could care less.
Yeah, I agree with you, but it does get so much attention. I hear where you're coming from, but it does get so much attention, and then the build up, and then the news of which guys are invited to the finals. That kind of stuff can trickle down beyond just these Power 5, these handful of schools that have the winners every year, and are the reason that the Heisman Trophy means less to us now than it ever did.
No question about it, Tom. Absolutely no question about it. I mean, let's face it. 2 Oklahoma quarterbacks have won it back-to-back, and then the third one finishes second in the voting. And, I'd like to see defensive players actually win the award, not quarterbacks or running backs.
There you go, yeah.
I mean, Charles Woodson is a guy. Desmond Howard was a good winner, and I'm sure that there's a lot of other ones I'm not thinking about. But, when you're limiting it to quarterbacks and running backs, sorry, you lose me.
Yeah, and then a few years ago when USC was to college football what Alabama is now, or Clemson, they were having back-to-back winners with Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush, who whenever I mention Reggie Bush's name, I have to add who disgraced the Heisman Trophy as the only one who's had to give back the award for taking all that money from agents and then denying it.
Right. Well, there you go. That doesn't help my enthusiasm for the award either. I mean, you're really doing a good job selling me on why I really don't care about the award. But I agree with everything you're saying, Tommy. I really, really do. But sorry, I'm not impressed with that award. Just not.
Yeah, well, you might have been impressed a little bit more if it was Keenan Reynolds on stage, a guy
No question about it. Give me an own.
Malcolm Perry.
Give me an unknown guy who's worth it and gets the recognition beyond those few schools. Then you're right. And I would know that with the 4 finalists if they were in there. Then I guess I'll give you that much. No doubt about it, buddy.
Yeah, the Heisman Trophy trustees are just like middle school kids screaming at a Taylor Swift concert. They're just too starstruck.
Well, they are too starstruck. But again, I'll go back to what I said earlier, Tom. How many of these Heisman Trophy winners actually do well in the NFL?
That's true. And one of the most egregious ones that always comes to mind for me was in, was it 1993, I think it was, where Marshall Faulk had an incredible season at San Diego State. And, of course, he's in both the Pro Football and College Football Hall of Fame. He's in the Pro now, isn't he? He's been out.
I believe he has, but...
Yeah. Well, maybe he's not in the college yet, but obviously he's an all-time great player. And he finishes second in the Heisman to Gino Torretta.
Oh, there you go. Bingo. Another situation which falls under irrelevant. That's a dad, Gino Torretta.
And he benefited from Lee Corso pounding the studio desk every week saying he's a winner, he deserves the Heisman. And then we saw how little talent he lacked when he got to the NFL.
Well, you said it. It's a big. It's the Heisman Trophy Hype Award. It's certainly a lot of NFL personnel people don't put a lot of stock in it. Certainly, one thing you look at, they get paid. They definitely have their prestige down the road in terms of a future vote, and they can always attach it to their name of what their accomplishments are based on what they did in college. But what does it do for you in the pros? Not a whole lot. I mean, I remember many years ago when Barry Sanders won it for Oklahoma State. His team wasn't that great, and they were playing in Tokyo, so it didn't make any difference to him.
Yeah.
And yet he's one of the few that turned out well.
Yeah, and the focus on who's the best candidates has grown narrower and narrower with the college football playoff and social media. If you go back and look at years past, Terry Baker won it at Oregon State. Could you imagine an Oregon State guy trying to win it nowadays? Never happened.
Nope.
Here the Pac-10's pulling their hair out trying to decide how they can get people to watch their games.
yeah, right.
And then that's the irony. There's more television, more technology, more information available than ever, but still the focus seems to funnel down to fewer and fewer schools.
Well, I'd like to see you on the West Coast covering it for us. I don't know. Who knows? If you ever decide to make Maui your full-time thing, we'll even assign you as our Hawaii commentator.
If I could, I would.
I'll bet you would. I know. That's what I figured. So, yeah. Us trying to pull these shows off might be a little challenging. We'd have to give you your own by virtue of the fact that, it would be a very interesting scheduling conflict. But we'll take you wherever you're at. All right, let's talk about the E60 book and commentary that was on ESPN. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I was a sports writer in San Diego for a long time, and this is 25 years ago that Rashaan Salam won the Heisman Trophy, and so I know Rashaan going way back to his high school days. Wrote about him in high school, at college, pro, and then in his comeback efforts from a disappointing NFL career. And of course, he tragically killed himself. Was it 3 years ago? Yeah, 2016. So ESPN's E60 did one of their documentaries on him, kind of looking at what happened to his career, explaining about